we have to ask ourselves, are the dating apps really working? That's a question that I really want to know. Are they really working? And I'd like to know your guys' experience. Now, I think most of us know that they do not work. The current dating apps have made the game worse. And we have to ask ourselves, like, why was this even created? Like, I could understand it being created after the pandemic, or shall we say, we'll just say pandemic for this one. We don't want to ruffle any feathers out there, so to speak. But my question is, are people really dating for relationships? And yes, this goes for men and for women. And it's so interesting because I feel like time and time again, I hear this on both sides, right? It's both sides where you will hear people say, oh, well, the men are screwed up and they're acting like women, which we can speak on. But then you also hear the men saying that the women are acting like they are non-submissive and masculine. Isn't that a crazy coincidence? How the women are acting like men and the men, from what some of the women say, the men are acting like women. And yes, like, I can kind of understand that and kind of see that. I might even feel that and believe that in a way. Because let me just say this. There's a possibility that the gender roles have switched in the United States of America. But to say this, the main thing is that, you know what, man? We have to acknowledge that and we have to change that. We have to acknowledge it and we have to change it. But I'll tell you right here what the studies show. The studies show that, like, yes, with dating apps, women have all the leverage. There's no doubt about that. Women will have all of the leverage. Now, as far as men, I think that you have to be, and if you're not, you should definitely be striving to be in the top 10%. Minimum. Really, they might say that you need to be in the top 5 to 1% to really get it going. Okay? But technically, let's just say be in the top 10%. The top 10% of who the women want to date. That's what we need to strive to be in. If you're not there already. Okay? But my point is this, though, man. Is that, and maybe it's also with the culture, too. Like, that's the thing, man. It's with the American culture right now as well, right? Like, the American culture is just so tough right now. The economy just doesn't seem fun. Like, it's just like you see people. I mean, I don't know where y'all are at, but for where I am in the part of the country that I'm in, I see people mad dogging each other, mean dogging people, and just giving people dirty looks. That's what I see. I don't see people smiling. It's almost like if, and I've tried this test before. I try social experiments. All right? So I know what I'm talking about here. And there's been times where I've seen people walking down the street and, like, I've smiled at them, right? I've smiled. I've been like, hey. Even if it's a cheesy smile, I've been like, hey, 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 hey. Or, hey, how are you? How are you doing? How are you? And it's like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's like people look at you like, why are you smiling at me? Why are you smiling at me? Or why are you saying hi to me? You don't know me. I don't know you. And it's like, well, that's the whole idea. The whole idea is for me to get to know you. Yo, I hope that some of y'all that are jumping in and jumping out, it's all good. Just make sure you like the video if you can before you jump in and jump out. It doesn't cost y'all nothing. And all the ladies that are out there, please hit me in your DM, or hit me in my DMs, because I'm trying to see what's up with some of y'all. I'm trying to run some social experiments. Now, some of y'all might be far away, so we will have to see about that, because some of y'all be calling and I'm like, man, where the heck is that at? Or y'all be like in different states and stuff. That's cool and all, but yeah, we ain't trying to go to that level right now. But yeah, man, I'm running social experiments, and I'll be doing that sometimes where I'll be saying like, hey, how are you? And some people smile back. That's the other interesting thing, is that I've seen sometimes where people will give you a frown, or like they'll like you won't be frowning, but you'll just be walking, or like walking by people, and then they'll just kind of look at you, and you just like kind of look at them, and you can either like just give a blank stare, continue to give a blank stare as you're passing by each other, or you could actually look at that person and smile. And it's so interesting how sometimes it works. Where I remember there was a man too that was walking by me, older man, who was just walking. He just had this look on his face, like, I don't know. He was just looking at me like, I'm a black man, so I get it sometimes. He was looking at me like if I was going to rob him or something, I guess. I don't know. He was just giving me a weird look. And I just like walked by him, because I don't always wear the suit and tie when I go out. This is just when I do my show. And thank you for tuning into my church show. This is my church. This is them, the Highly Evolved Man Church. So thank you for tuning in to our program for Sunday. We need to do this on the Sabbath day. I'm going to start going live streaming every Sunday evening for y'all. Early afternoon, or afternoon for some of y'all, and evening for some of y'all. But yeah, man, I just remember when this older man was walking by me, giving me this just, not a friendly look, but not a mean look either. It was just like a blank stare. And I remember I just smiled at him. Like, what's up? And he just looked at me, and then he smiled. And I was like, wow, that's amazing how that works if you really apply it correctly. Like, if you apply it correctly, like just smiling at people actually like changes the whole body chemistry. Okay? And that's just a little psychological experiment that I ran. So therefore, I know that I'm speaking about things that are true. I'll talk about this too. I think that we have reached a point now where it is more beneficial to talk to women in person. Now, again, it depends upon where you're at. I usually be in major cities, planning on maybe moving out to the country now. As long as I got Wi-Fi connection, that's cool. That's all I need, really, right? But planning on moving out to the country. But I will say that as far as being in the city, people are a little bit meaner in the city. People are a little bit ruder. And it don't really matter what city you're in. You could be at any city across the country. And a lot of the cities, people are just a little meaner. And I understand, because there's just a lot of people, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of just oncoming traffic, a lot of just, hey, oh, people screaming in the middle of the street, something's going on over here, something's going on over there, cops are driving by over there, fire trucks are driving by over here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's always going on. Okay, so I get it. But sometimes it's like, some of you women out there, some of y'all women got to like learn how to relax a little bit, sometimes. I just feel like, whoa. I mean, come on, let's be honest. I think this is all over the country, because I got cousins and relatives in different states, and they tell me what's going on over there where they at. Let me tell you, man, I think it's not a secret that American women are uptight. Like there's a saying for passport bros. for those of us that are passport bros, I'm kind of in between. I'm like back, which is good. I've done both. I do passport bros stuff, but I also do American stuff too as well. I still like American pussy. Okay? So I haven't whatever the word is. What's the word? Segregate. I don't segregate when it comes to punani. Okay? I'm like Baskin Robbins. I like to try all the flavors. There's no need for segregation. Or whatever the word is when you're trying to get hired. I'm an equal opportunist. Or equal opportunist when it comes to punani. Okay? So, it all works for me, man. It all works for me. But I'd like to know what some of y'all experiences are with the dating apps. Make sure you guys double tap the screen, man. Double tap the screen. It doesn't cost you nothing to like the video. Double tap the screen if you guys can. You know what I mean? Get some more people up in here to like the video. All right? Even if you jump in and you jump out, it's all good. I ain't tripping on it. I ain't tripping. Sometimes they pop off, sometimes they don't. But if you guys double tap the screen, that helps get more people up in here. All I know is that we speaking the truth. That's all I know. And that's what needs to be done. Especially on a Sunday. On a Sunday, the truth needs to be spoken. And speaking of Sundays, because we can say this is a religious day, a Sabbath day, a day before you go back to work, right? And let me say this, though. Let me ask this, man. And side note, I've actually been finding out that there's a lot of freaks that be at church. And I don't mean it like that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. Like, I'm like, yo, man. Like, some of these girls that I don't be meeting them over there, but they be telling me, like, they go to church. And I'll be like, oh, yo, so you be at church? I was like, damn, she's a freak. I was like, if women like you are hanging out at churches, I maybe got to start going a little bit more. Because there's some freaks that be hanging out at church. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you think going to the club or the bars is where it's at? I'm dropping some jewels right now with y'all. I'm going to drop some jewels with y'all right now. Yeah, share some likes. I'm dropping jewels right now. Make sure you keep liking the video so we can get some more people up in here because I'm dropping jewels. Yo, there be some freaks at church. Some freaky women. You know what I mean? Oh, I know it sounds bad. I shouldn't say that, right? I shouldn't say that. Thank you for the likes coming in, but it's like, I know. I shouldn't say that. But I have to be honest with you guys. I be doing a lot of observations. That's why you have to know that this is the highly evolved man. Because I actually run these experiments. And this was the other one that I was speaking about. That I think that men have we've reached a point now where we have to go back to meeting women in person again. Like the way it was back in the days. Yes, we have these apps. Yes, we have these social media, things that we can use. And like some people will say, Instagram is the number one dating app, right? Instagram is the number one dating app. Okay? But let me tell you this. We have, a bunch of dating apps that we can use at our demise. Right? But the question is here. This is the question. Are you really meeting quality women on there? Now, who cares? Like some people, I get it. You're not trying to meet quality women. You just want to get laid. Okay? I understand that. You want to get laid. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? That's why I find it so interesting that American culture makes sex And make sure you guys get some likes so we can get some more people up in here. I want to like get some more people up in here so we can have a conversation. So make sure you guys double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. It doesn't cost you nothing. Hey, thanks for your comment, Top Chris. I see you. I'm going to read your comment. Double tap the screen first, Top Chris. Make sure you like the video first. Like the stream first, and I'll respond to your comment right now, man. Like the stream. Double tap the screen, man. It doesn't cost you anything. I want to read your comment too, but you know what I mean. It helps get more people up in here, in the algorithm. All right, thank you, Top Chris. I want to make sure that was your likes coming in. Okay, you said. Hold on. Which one is the best one for real women? I'm a boss, so we need boss material. Thank you, fam, for Top Chris, for the follow. I appreciate you and for the likes, man. Yeah, I speak realness here. So thank you, man. The best one to meet real women. I mean, I don't know. Everybody has their different experiences. In my personal opinion, POF has been the best for me. I feel like POF is the site where I've met the most women. I've met women on all the sites. I mean, that's the good news. But you see, I carry myself in a certain way, which I can help some of you later on. If you guys even want to jump on a chat or a private call with me, I'm definitely there for that. But thank you, Top Chris. Yes, I'm going to check out some of your stuff too, man. I appreciate the support and the follow and the likes and all that, man. It helps get more people up in here. But yeah, in my personal opinion, like Tinder, you see right here, Tinder, right? And let me break it down to you. I'm glad you asked that question. That's a good question. Yeah, you got to carry yourself in a certain way. Like, I weigh myself. I work out. I need to work out more. I'm a lot older than I look. And I don't even want to get into age and all that. But trust me, like, a lot of people think I'm younger than I am. Like, some people think I'm in, late 20s to 30s, early 30s. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, that's cool, but I'm much older than that. You know what I mean? And I got kids. Okay, so I can speak on a lot of things. I got kids, never married, thankfully. I always knew that being married just looked bad. But I also will say this, though. Some people, this is something that my father never taught me that I think is very important. And this is one of the reasons why I started this channel, was be careful who you have kids with. Be careful who you have kids with, because that's pretty, that could be pretty crazy and detrimental too. So, like, that's an important thing to remember. And my father never taught me that. I wish that was something that my father taught me. You see, this is why it's good for young boys to have men around, to have fathers around, because fathers will be the men to tell them, like, hey, yo, you see that girl over there? I know you like her, but hey, don't be wifing her up, or don't be having kids with her. She ain't the one. But I know we could talk about that later. That's a whole nother subject. Let me talk about the dating apps, because I know some people want to get laid, and that's cool. My advice is POF. I think POF, Plenty of Fish, that is the website where I've had the most luck on. But now I've done Tinder. I met some bad chicks on Tinder. I'm not going to front. See, that's the thing. Like, POF, I feel like I've met, like, just regular, everyday women. But, like, Tinder, I feel like the women on there are fucking, like, models and shit. Like fucking bad chicks. So like, Tinder's kind of cool for that, too. The only thing is that you got to match with those girls, though. Like, they got to like you, too. You know what I'm saying? But if you get some matches on Tinder, because I'm going to say, I know it's different on the female perspective. And trust me, I know this for a fact. You know why? Because I have female friends. That's why. And my female friends have not only told me their experiences, but they've showed me their experiences from their end on a woman's perspective. And I got to be real with some of y'all. I don't want to sound like a hater, or I'm not a hater, but I don't want to sound mean, okay? But there was one girl that I was fucking with, and I gotta be real with y'all. I feel like I had her like through some of her best years, because now, unfortunately, she just like let herself go. And I seen that with a couple girls, by the way, that I used to date. Because, you know, I'm on Facebook. Some of them I'm still Facebook friends with. Or sometimes they pop up in my feed. Sometimes. But what's it called? This one girl who I used to mess with, she was pretty. I mean, she's pretty. She got a pretty face. But, like, she let herself kind of go. You know how it goes? Like, you let yourself go. And she just let herself go. She got, like, real fat, you know. And like I said, for me, like, there's times where you got to, like, okay, maybe I should start working out. You know? Like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get a little bit of a belly. Starting to get a little bit of this. Like, even me. Like, I feel like I need to, like, this week, Monday, coming tomorrow, I'm going to start working out, man. And that don't even mean, like, going to the gym all the time. I'll just, like, do some push-ups. So I got some weights right here at the crib, man. Start hitting them weights. You know, I go to the gym, too. Because, you know, I like to stay in shape, and I like to look good, and I like to be athletic. You never know, too, man, when some shit's going to go down. Some shit may go down. You may need to know how to run, or you might need to know how to fight. You never know. And that's just part of being an alpha male. You got to be prepared, too. You can't always be like, oh, everything's going to be chill all the time. Nah, man. There might be some times where you might need to knock a motherfucker out. Or be ready. There's some dangerous people out there in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? There's some dangerous people out there in the world, and you got to be ready sometimes. Unfortunately. There's also some really cool and nice people, too, though. That's another thing. And that's who you want to spend your time with and be around. But I'm just saying, sometimes we got to be aware also of our surroundings. I mean, not sometimes, like really all the time. Especially yeah, that's probably been always the situation. I don't think that's ever changed. Some people might be like, oh, it was made chiller back then, or this or that. Or, you know, that's what people say, like, nowadays, they've made women so scared to go on dates. Like, women are so scared. I remember this one girl told me she likes watching horror movies and all these crazy serial killer movies and all that type of stuff. I said, yo, that's not good for your subconscious. You shouldn't be watching that all the time, especially as a woman. She's like, oh, it don't bother me. It don't do nothing for me. I said, oh, for no? She said, no, yeah, it don't do nothing for me. Thank you for the likes coming in. And then guess what? And I'm going to get back to the dating apps in a minute, Top Chris. I just want to say this part real quick. Guess what, though? She acted like it didn't do nothing for her, right? But every time I asked her to go out, like, hey, so what you doing tomorrow night? You want to go out? She'd be like, oh, I don't like being out late at night. I don't like driving late at night. I don't like going certain places. I don't know. I don't trust people. Oh, all of a sudden now, you don't trust people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, isn't that interesting? I said, and then she just kept saying it every time I'd ask her out. Every time I'd say, hey, what's up? What's good? Then all of a sudden she was like, I said, I had to tell her the truth. I said, yo, girl, you got to stop watching all of them horror movies. You better stop watching all of those horror movies. Obviously, it's making you afraid to go outside. And she was sitting here trying to act like it wasn't. Thank you, Bongon Toffee, for the like. I appreciate you. Let me say this, though, man. As I was saying for the dating apps, though, the question is, and let me make sure I got to your comments. Yeah, man, it's all about how you carry yourself. And thank you, again, Top Chris. I was going back through some of the comments. Yeah, man, we're bosses over here. Like, see, that's the realness about me. I'm not trying to build followers or just this and that. I mean, of course, you got to have people supporting what you're doing. That's what helps makes it go good. But you see, the difference between what I'm doing here and what others are doing is that over here, like we're all bosses. I see us as that. Like you said, I want to make all of us good. I want to make all of us bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here helping to create more bosses, you know, because we need it. especially right now, man. Especially right now, you know. And I think, to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of people that think this too. But the difference between me and them is that I'm not afraid to go out there and speak the truth. Whereas a lot of these dudes, they out here afraid to speak the truth. You see what I'm saying? To speak the truth to the young black youth. But, you know, that's not what we talking about here, man. We ain't talking about rap music. And that's a whole nother subject, man. How much trash has the rap music become? And speaking of which, you got all these girls right here on these dating apps. And OnlyFans should be on this logo too right here. OnlyFans should be right here. But let me tell you right now, man. You got these girls on these dating apps where they're listening to the music, to the degeneracy music of Cardi B. You know, they're listening to that type of music and they're acting that out and thinking that that's cool, right? And that's the way to act. Like, that's cool and that's the way to act. I'm telling you right now, man, like, everything's transactional. I was listening to one of these other coaches saying that everything is transactional. And I completely agree with that, man. Everything's transactional. Whether you're giving your money or you're giving your time and your attention. But let me speak some game to y'all right now, because I've been on a lot of dates. And also the reason why you should listen to what I'm saying is because I've been with women all over the world. Not only have I been with women pretty much all over the world, but I've had relationships with women in other countries too. I've had a girlfriend before. I've had a few girlfriends before that didn't even speak English. Okay? Like, you're going to say, what? How the hell? Like, can people even imagine that? I've had relationships with women who don't even speak English more than once. One spoke Spanish, another one spoke Portuguese, the other one spoke Japanese. Didn't even speak English. That's when I realized that making love is the universal language. She didn't understand English at all. But when she was on top of me, she understood everything. I was like, damn, this is a trip, man. Making love is the universal language. Okay, so like, and this is what I'm saying, man. SEX is powerful. It's a powerful thing, man. It's a powerful thing and a powerful tool to use. And the government is quite aware of that. And I'll just drop this little jewel since we're on the topic right now. Top Chris, you said everyone is lost. No one knows Jesus. Yeah, I mean, religion plays a part into it. Religion definitely plays a part. And I mean, that could be like a whole deep subject too. But even if we don't even have to put religion into it, we could just say like on a consciousness level. Yeah, man, people aren't really doing the research right now. But you know what I think too, man? I think that it's more than just dating apps. You know, I think dating apps are definitely some of the cause of it. But I also think that it's social media, man. You know, like for instance, especially, it really don't even matter where you are in the world. This could be all over the world. But definitely I've seen, of course, in the West, like America, United Kingdom, even somewhat South America, Brazil, other places like that I've seen where like every female you run into has an Instagram. Every woman that you run into has an Instagram. So it's like you almost have to ask yourself, is Instagram really good for women? Because you know why? Because if you do your research and you go to Instagram and look up some of these women's profiles, whether they're like an influencer or they're just some random chick who just has an Instagram account, they're all posting selfies. And they're all posting selfies. And some of them always post selfies from the same angle. Like, they're all from the same angle. It's like she took all the pictures from the same Like up like that, and then to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right. She might have a different outfit on. This time she's wearing this, and then that time she's wearing that. But it's like all the same angle, same picture. Maybe a few full body shots here and there in between, but mostly like all the pictures are the same angle. Man, there's countless women on Instagram that I see with profiles like that, and I'm just like, yo. And then it's like, oh, you wanted to get likes on that selfie. I told this one girl that I used to date this. I said, because she would send me selfies of herself sometimes, and I'd be like, oh yeah, you look nice today, or you look real pretty. That's a beautiful dress that you have. I always compliment women, not to the point to where you sound like a simp, which we can get into later. But I think it's good to like tell a woman, hey, you know what? You look pretty today. They like that, right? And so I remember she sent me a picture of herself in a dress, and she looked great. I was attracted to her. We stopped talking because she found out that I cheated on her. I'm a man. What can you expect? I'm an alpha male. That's what I had to tell her. I'm an alpha male. That's what you tell a woman. When a woman finds out that you cheated on her, just say to her, I'm an alpha male. What do you expect? What do you expect? So anyways, but I mean, hey, if she hit me up today, which I'm sure she probably will, or hit me up like later on, because, you know, me and her have always been on and off for years. I'll still do her. I'll still do her. Like, she still looks great to me. You know, Latina woman too, by the way. You know, them Latinas, man. Woo. So, yeah, I was just telling her like, oh yeah, you look pretty. You look beautiful in that dress. But then I went to her Instagram account, or she sent me something on Instagram, because we both follow each other on Instagram. You know, that's the cool thing. She's cool like that. Like, we don't really talk dating wise, but we're still friends on Instagram, right? And so like I happened to see some of her Instagram pictures, and this is at the time that we were dating. And I see the pictures that she sent me on her Instagram, on her IG. I'm like, why are you posting the same pictures that you sent me? I said, I thought those pictures were just for me. I said, rule number one while you're dating me. And, you know, really, who cares? I kind of said it in a joking way. But I was like, yo, don't send your pictures to me that you post on Instagram. Those pictures need to be just for me. But yeah, man, the main point that I'm trying to make is that, like Kanye West said in one of his interviews and his speeches, the IG, Instagram, it got your biatch. Yeah, straight up, man. It got your biatch. So we have to be aware of that as men. Okay? Hold on. Make sure you guys are liking. I want to see some likes in the chats. We're gonna come back to the dating apps. Let me just pull this up. Let me pull up this clip. Or should I pull up another clip of that? Should I pull up a clip of some women complaining? Why not, right? Let's see if we can find some cool clips of women complaining. Oh yeah, this girl right here was interesting. Let me pull this up real quick right here. This woman right here was kind of interesting, if I'm not mistaken. Some of it I think is rage bait though too. I was gonna say like some of it. Hold on, let me make sure I can pull this up. I think it's rage bait. Like I don't think a lot of these women are really serious. I think they're just saying stuff to say stuff.
You know what I find funny? Not funny like funny, ironic, is when men get in my comment section and they try to humble me by leaving negative comments or talking about the way that I look, or I would never touch Mina, I would never want Mina as a girlfriend, blah, 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 she's so ugly, she's so mean. Be so fucking for real. Please take a look at yourself with your eyes open. Eyes open. Eyes open. I wouldn't let you touch me with a 10-foot pole. I would rather reincarnate as a crack spoon before I would ever consider you or a relationship with any of you. Mid, all of you. Every single one. And the empath in me tries to really understand why men leave those types of comments and realizing okay, they're trying to humble attractive woman or a beautiful woman because they know that they've had a chance with her. So they try to get to the comment first. They try to get to the put down first so that they can feel some sort of validation. Oh, I would never. Bitch, you wouldn't even have a chance in hell. Do you see what I'm saying? We need to be more honest with ourselves. I would rather reincarnate as a crack spoon, you dusty, musty, broke bitch.
Broke bitch.
Sprinkle.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about that? I don't know if you guys were able to hear that. That's the interesting thing, is that when a woman wants to talk trash about a man, and I understand why. Because
really understand why men leave those types of comments and realizing okay, they're trying to humble attractive woman or a beautiful woman. They try to get to the comment first. They try to get.
She's right about one thing. I'll just say real quick. Is that men should not try to insult women to try to get attention. I think that's a stupid move. That's a beta male move. I think as a real man, you don't try to talk trash about a woman. And any man who is in the game, who's a real dating coach, because I follow a few dating coaches out there and listen to what they say. They would always say that too. They would say you never insult a woman, or that's playing mind games and manipulation and doing all that stupid shit. And these are also men that probably don't have experience, real experience with women or with beautiful women. Let's also add that. Because I hear people all the time say, oh, well, my friend, she's married. She's been married for 20-something years or something like that. And it's okay, that's great. Can I see a picture of your friend, please? Because half the time when I see what these women look like, and the men sometimes, it's well, yeah, but I don't know. Something looks off. So let's speak about attractive people, right? That's why it's called attraction, because you want to attract people to you, right? So it's all about attraction. And we all can tell certain people who probably are attractive. All right, because there's some people out there, unfortunately, who just aren't really that attractive. We don't need to talk about them. And, I understand beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. Okay, I get it. So we can't always say, oh, well, that person's not attractive, because who is attractive to you may not be attractive to them. Okay? But I'm sure for those of us that are good looking, I'm sure some of us have dated people who others found attractive as well. That's a good sign. When you're dating someone and other people find them attractive. I remember when I was dating in high school, I remember all my friends liked the girls that I was dating. They always wanted to date the girls I was dating. They were all trying, but fortunately, I was one of the coolest ones out of my friends, or pretty much the coolest one. So all the girls liked me in my friends group. Fortunately, I had that pretty much going on. All the girls liked me. Even my friends' girlfriends liked me. But I didn't really care for them. And this is before dating apps. I come from a time before dating apps, so it was more probably like that when I was in high school. But I'll say this. If I would have known that dating apps were going to happen, I'll be honest with you guys, I would have been getting laid way more in high school. I would have been getting laid way more in high school if I knew that dating apps were going to happen and that this was going to happen. Yo, I'll take a few calls, maybe. I'll take a few calls. Let me make sure if I can hear you. I tried to accept you. I saw someone was requesting to come up. Yeah, man, let me know your guys' thoughts on dating apps. Things like that, things of that nature. But like I said, if I knew where the dating culture was going to go, I would have been getting laid so much more in high school. Like, I had so many girls. Not so many girls. Like, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't, like, super popular, but I wasn't a loser either. I was, like, right in between. I was, like, in the middle. I was, like, kind of cool. Like, not too cool to where I hung out with all the cool kids. Let's see where they are now, right? I wasn't, like, that group, but I also wasn't, like, the straight loser group either. Straight nerd loser group. I was, like, right in the middle, like, in the in-between. But occasionally, the hot girls that everybody, like, the popular girls, the ones that everybody wanted to be with, the prom queen, like, literally the prom queen. Yo, they came up to me at certain points in school, like, hey, I like what you did there, or I like that, or, oh, you did that? Oh, that's cool. And I was like, damn, she's talking to me? Sometimes they didn't even do that. Sometimes they didn't. I know some of the dudes I went to school with, some of my friends, the popular girls, they wouldn't even talk to them. They're like, oh, she talked to you? You know how high school is. Oh, she talked to you? Yo, that's the only point of high school. To be honest with you, the only point of high school is to learn how to talk to girls. That's the only point. That's the only thing I learned in high school was how to talk to girls. Other than that, there was nothing else to learn in school. I mean, yeah, math and what is it? Like how to read. Okay, those are skills that you may need to be able to pay your rent. To be able to pay your rent and to be able to afford to have a place to be, you would have to know how to read and how to do math, basic math. You don't really necessarily need to know how to do algebra. That's what's funny is that they taught us algebra and geometry. Like, oh, you need to learn how to do geometry and algebra. It's like, yo, man, why don't you teach me how to pay taxes? Isn't that funny? Like, yo, they don't want to teach you how to pay taxes, which is pretty important, which is like something that you really may need to learn later on in life. No, they ain't going to teach you how to pay taxes. Isn't that interesting how they skipped right over that part? Like, just happened to just skip over that part. Like, oh, you got to know algebra and you got to know geometry. And it's good to know, what else? Calculus. I remember I was like, what the fuck is calculus? You got to learn all of this stuff. But you know what? We're not going to teach you how to pay taxes. Nah, we're not going to teach that. And that's something that I think, like, a high school student can learn. I think that's basic math. Like, because I've started learning, I want to learn how to do it better. But I've started learning how to pay my taxes because I said, this is an important thing to know how to do. I don't want to have to hire, this is part of being a highly evolved man. I don't want to have to hire someone to do my taxes for me because I know that they take a certain cut out for them. The best thing to do is to learn how to cut the middleman out in as much things as possible. So therefore, the things that I learned how to do myself, you know what I mean? Like, the things that I can learn how to do myself, that I know that I can take the time in to do myself, I'm going to do myself. And the things that I feel like, okay, I don't have time to do that. Anybody I could probably hire to do that. And even if they don't do a great job, I mean, I want to hire the people that do a great job. Okay? Because if they don't do a great job, I'm going to fire them eventually. Okay? Let's just put that out there. If you don't do a great job, I'm going to fire you. I've had enough people working for me to where I don't have time for the BS anymore. And I try to be nice too. And, you know, you feel bad sometimes. You're like, damn, man, this person's like, because sometimes you got to fire people that are cool. That's the hard part. Like, if they're a punk or an asshole, you're like, all right, yeah, get the F out of here, man. But, like, if they're cool, like, damn, like, that's my people. It's like, damn, man, you're cool, man. Like, you're cool. But you know what? You suck at work. Like, if you're like, yeah, you're cool, but, man, I can't work with you, man. I can't work with you. Like, you're somebody that I can hang out with. We could be cool, maybe, here and there, but I can't work with you, man. Because when I'm working with people, we got to be able to make some money. And if you're lazy or dumb, because there's some dumb people out there. There's some really dumb people out there, which is another reason why I feel like we had to start this channel. Them, the highly evolved man. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe. Double tap the screen. Doesn't cost y'all nothing. Man, I gotta tell you, American culture is going downhill in some ways. I gotta be real with you. And I don't think it matters who the president is. Some people have said, oh, well, it's because of, you know, the president and this, that, or whoever the president's going to be, someone's always going to complain, right? We've reached a point now where it's not about that anymore. What it's about is, are you organized and do you have a plan? That's what it's about right now. And that's what I'm doing right here with this channel is I'm organizing and I'm, you know, rounding people up, and this is what we're going to do. For as long as they're going to allow me to do it. For as long, like, you know, because I know with my content, and if I start to get too famous, who knows what's going to happen with this channel. You know what I mean? I didn't start, like, that's how you know I'm real. Like, I didn't start this channel just for the money or just to become rich. But, like, yes, of course we got to make money. That's why I got the Cash App right here. Them, are you one of them? But I got to say, man, I understand where we are in the world. I understand what's happening. I understand that there is an attack on masculinity in this country. I understand that they want to destroy the black man in this country. But now, the interesting thing is, and I gotta say, man, it's pretty fucking interesting. Now the interesting thing is that they're just destroying men in general, even their own kind, even their own people. I'm like, wait, hold on. There was a time where if you were a person of color, they would try to destroy you. Now they're taking their own people out. They're taking their own people out now. It's like, yo, if you ain't part of this, you're done. I don't care what color you are. There's a different type of racism going on now. You know what I mean? Like, there is a different type of racism going on in the United States. And I have to say, TikTok, if you try to do this to my stream, when you got people like Dean Withers on here, oh, let me not say the name. Oh, I probably messed up. I said his name. Oh, man. I said his name. But you got people like that on here, man. Talking about shit. I can't even say it. I don't even want to say it because I'm not as famous as him. I don't even want to say it. But you got people like him on here talking about, I want to say the word. Can y'all guess the word? Make sure if you say the word, you abbreviate it. Don't spell it out, because if you don't spell it out, I won't be able to see it. But abbreviate the word that you think I'm saying, and I'll tell you if you got it right. Put it in the comment section. Abbreviate the word, man. But I'm telling you right now, it's like, oh, you got this guy, Dean Withers. For those of you that know, Dean Withers talks about MAGA supporters and all that, and battling them and debating them on TikTok and all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, man. I'm neither on that political side, but that dude be saying some stuff where I'm like, I understand he's young, but it's like, hey, man, nah, dude, you don't really have it all figured out. You really don't. Like, it's time for you. Like, it's time for you to come out and admit that you're being paid. You're an informant. You are the equivalent of a CIA federal agent who has been put in place. That dude is working for the FBI. There's no doubt in my mind that that dude is an informant. That dude is a hired agent pretending that he got famous on social media because of his takes. I don't even want to show his face, man. I was gonna pull his face up on the screen. Yeah, I don't even want to show his face because, yeah, man, we're not gonna bring them. We're not gonna bring them over here. We don't want to bring them boys over here. I know we're talking about something else right now, but I know I got the dating apps behind me, and we're talking about politics and all that. But all of this plays a role. Okay? It all plays a role into what's going on right now. And I'll talk about that maybe in a minute. Maybe. Depending upon how I feel in a minute. We've been going for like, I think over an hour already, right? So make sure you guys like and hit the subscribe channel and all that, or the follow button or whatever. Because it helps the algorithm. But yeah, man, that dude is a paid informant. And this is the thing I'm also saying, man, is that they have implemented social media. I mean, didn't Elon Musk, who became the world's first trillionaire, go on to buy Twitter? You know, so it's just like these guys, and then once he bought Twitter, it changed. It's like now it's on some other stuff, which is good in a way, because what's it called? He let some of those that got banned come back. I just saw something pop up on my Twitter feed, speaking of which. I don't know if this is something that we need to know, but let's just read it. Historical DNA data shows 40% of men versus 80% of women reproduced in the past. But today, 80% of men and 85% of women have kids past their 40s. People are now having kids a lot later on. People are now getting married a lot later on in life. They're not waiting, or actually it wasn't that they're waiting now, but before they used to do it like in their 20s. I remember when I was growing up, if you didn't have a family and kids, like a wife and kids, by the time you were 25, they looked at you like, what's wrong with you? What the heck? How come you don't have kids yet? Whereas now, isn't it interesting that people are waiting until after later on in life? And I'll say this, I think there's a few reasons why. I think one of the reasons why is because of the economy and what it is. And that only people that know what's up feel that, hey, you got to be able to make it in life first before you have kids. Let me put it like that. Yeah. It's hard to have kids right now if you ain't successful. Speaking of which, let's play this girl one more time.
Bitch, you wouldn't. Bitch, please, so fucking for real. Please take a look at yourself with your eyes open. Eyes open. Eyes open. I wouldn't let you touch me with a 10-foot pole. I would rather reincarnate as a crack smack before I would ever consider you or a relationship with any of you. Mid skip. Every single one. And the empath in me tries to like really understand why men leave those types of comments, and I'm realizing like, okay, they're trying to humble attractive woman or a beautiful woman because they know they're gonna have a chance with her. So they try to get to the comment first, they try to get to the put down first so that they can feel some sort of validation. Oh, I would never. Bitch, you wouldn't even have a chance in hell. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we need to be more honest with ourselves. I would rather reincarnate as a crack spoon, you dusty, musty, broke bitch. Sprinkle.
I don't know if you guys were able to hear that. See, who really in their right mind wants to be with some chick like that? Like, who in their right mind wants to be with some chick who says you dusty, musty, broke B-word? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, make sure you guys double tap the screen and make sure you guys are still there with me, because I don't know if the screen had just cut out. I'm getting these weird texts now all of a sudden. Texts from somebody who I don't know. Asking for a wedding photographer. Hey, do any of y'all know a wedding photographer? Damn. Like, I don't know a wedding photographer. I'll try to see if I can find one for you, but I don't know. If any of y'all in the comments know a wedding photographer, send me a DM. So back to this girl, though. Yeah, the way she said that, dusty, musty, broke, B-word, makes me think that she probably talks to men this way. Who would want to date a woman like that? You see, that's what I'm saying. Masculine energy. Masculine energy. Like, she actually thought that this was cool to say this. She thought it was cool to come outside and say, well, you know, you dusty, musty, broke. And that's the interesting thing, too, is that we understand that men are supposed to be providers, but we're in a time now where women don't necessarily need men to provide for them. Okay? They don't. Y'all don't need men to provide for you. Maybe some of y'all. You see, but this is the funny thing about it. Y'all women know this, but you still want a man who can provide, even though you know that you don't need it. Like, I'll be honest, like, there was a time where I was working some stupid job, making like minimum wage, and I was dating this chick, pretty hot. She's pretty hot. She still follows me too on social media, so I know she be watching what I'm doing. But yeah, she's pretty hot. And yeah, she worked at Bank of America. She works at Bank of America for the bank. And I just remember, like, when I would hit her up, be like, hey, what's up? Like, what's good? She'd be like, nothing. She's like, you want to kick it? I was like, of course I want to see you. She would say, okay, where you taking me? I was like, oh, you want to go get something to eat or something? I mean, she was already giving up the punani, so that's different. If she's already giving up the punani, I don't mind taking these women to eat. Okay? I don't mind hold on. I might need to block somebody. Hold on. I might need to block somebody. They going crazy. Like, hey. Shit, motherfuckers. I hate it when people do that, man. I hate it when people put me in mass text. Don't put me in a mass text. If you're going to text me individually. Do not text me with a bunch of people. I can't stand that shit, man. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like, man, I'm trying to do a stream here, man. You fucking idiots. All right. Okay. Centered. I'm centered. I'm calm. Centered, calm. We got to meditate sometimes, man. That's the problem with a lot of people, man. A lot of people don't know how to meditate. But yeah, man, like I was saying about this girl, who wants to be with that masculine energy, man? That's just too much. And I'm seeing a lot of that on these dating apps. I'm seeing a lot of that, man. Like, way too much masculine energy from these females. Just chill. And that's the thing, is that it seems like a lot of these women want a transaction first before the date. It's just like, like, what can you do? And it's like, okay, either you got to be spending money or you got to be spending time, or worse. And it's like, I don't mind spending time, but it's like, sometimes it's like, yo, wait, hold on. You want all of my time? Like, all of my time? Like, can I do other things? Is it okay if I go do other things? Nah. With some of these girls, it's not. Like, hey, what are you doing? What you doing? I've had some women ask me that question before. Like, hey, what you doing? Like, it's none of your damn business what the heck I'm doing. I ain't got to tell you what I'm doing all the time, woman. I ain't got to tell you what I'm doing all the time. Jesus, man. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Oh, and then if you don't do that, then it's considered disrespectful. Especially if you are in a relationship. It's considered disrespectful to be like, hey, listen, when I'm with you, I'm with you. But when I'm not with you, you don't have to worry about that. That's what I'm thinking, man. That's what I'm thinking. You see, we are in a time now where we have women, at least in this country, at least in the United States. Okay, we have women here who are like, oh, I don't like what you had to say there, so I'm gonna go do what I gotta do, or whatever it is. You all know what I'm saying, right? Let's not say that we don't have that. Come on, man. Come on. I read what these women be saying on social media. A lot of you motherfuckers, excuse my French, men, I shouldn't be cursing, because, I don't want to get the stream flag. But sometimes it's just like, come on, people. Come on, man. Some of you can't even control your women. You got your women on social media running their mouths. Now, I understand if that ain't your woman no more and she running her mouth on social media, then it's like, thank you for the likes coming in. Then it's like, okay, that's cool. Go ahead and run your mouth. We ain't together anymore. So you can go ahead and talk all the shit you want to talk. That's what a real man does, I feel. Because I've had women talk shit about me on social media. Best believe they called me a narcissist. Of course I am. Of course I'm a narcissist. I said to myself, I looked up the definition of a narcissist. Let's look it up, shall we? I looked up the definition of a narcissist because that's what every woman says when they break up with you in today's generation. What's the first thing they do? The first thing is they call you a narcissist. It always happens. It's like, if you date any women after 2021, for sure, any woman after 2021 that you're dating, she's gonna call you a narcissist once you break up. Let's read the definition, shall we? Yeah, we shall. A narcissist is an individual characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity. Okay, this is a little detailed, but of constant need for admiration and significant lack of empathy. Yeah, I saw a definition once that was better than that, but yeah, I saw a definition that was better than that. Hold on. While everyone can display occasional selfish behaviors, true narcissism is a rigid, deep-seated personality style that impacts every area of their life, including relationships and work. Impacts like how? Does it impact in a negative way or does it impact in a positive way? You see, that's the point. What part of this is negative? Oh, okay, I can see. My bad. Now I see from the definition. It says a constant need for admiration and a significant lack of empathy. Lack of empathy? I've never felt that way. I've never felt a significant lack of empathy. I just thought a narcissist is someone who believes that they're the best at something. How is that a bad thing? But my point is this. Of course they had to give it a negative definition on Google because Google is somewhat controlled by the woke agenda. Just like the Supergirl movie. Did they really think that the Supergirl movie was going to do good? You know? Like, did they really think that? Did they really think that the Supergirl movie was going to do good? The movie is doing horrible from the budget that was spent on this. You see, again, feminism strikes again. And what is happening now? We are in a time where people don't want to see that shit. People don't want to see that. Okay? That's why the movie's doing so horrible. And I'm going to go see the movie this week. I know some of you are going to be like, why are you going to go see that movie? Because I want to see how much of feminism is being portrayed in that movie. I want to see how much feminism is being portrayed. I'm not going to pay for it, though. I'm going to pay for another movie, and then I'm going to sneak into Supergirl. I'm not going to pay for that feminism woke agenda. But I will watch it. I will watch it. But I will not pay for it. I'm going to pay for another movie, like Michael or something like that. And then go see that one. Go see Supergirl. Pay for Michael, but go see Supergirl. Just hopefully I can find the movies playing around the same time, right? Oh, they're still playing in some of the theaters I know over here up the street. I'm going this week. I'm going to do a full review on Supergirl. I already know what to expect from what I saw in the previews. I already know what to expect. I can't wait to go see Supergirl. And it's going to be strictly for research purposes. But I cannot wait to go see this movie. I will go see it by myself, too, by the way. I'm not going to go see it with other people. So, therefore, I will study the movie. I apologize if you guys keep hearing notifications and stuff. I'll deal with it later. I don't want it to mess up the stream, but apparently I'm getting all kinds of text messages all of a sudden. All of a sudden I'm popular again. All of a sudden, right? Isn't that interesting? It's like when you're not dating anybody, nobody gives a shit. And then once you have a girlfriend, or for those of you ladies out there, you have a boyfriend. Once you have someone, then it's like everybody just starts coming out the woodworks again. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? Hey. It's always that. It's always right. And it's like, hey, where were you at when I was single? Now you hitting me up. I'm getting married next week, and now you hit me up? Man, it's interesting how the tables turn. I got to tell you, man, the dating apps, we don't want masculine women like this right here. This is why Supergirl didn't do good, is because we don't want masculine women. And like this girl was saying right here, with her big forehead trying to talk trash. She's trying to talk trash with her big forehead. And I'm not trying to clown. I'm not out here trying to call women dusty and broke. Damn, who's she talking about that she has that much anger about? Again, and I know I went off on my rant, but I'll bring it back right here. I understand that men are supposed to be providers. I get that. I understand that. But on top of that, we need to realize other things, though, here, too, as well. We need to realize that you women, especially y'all that are in the United States, y'all don't need a man usually to provide for you. Now, yes, you would like a man to still be able to provide for you or provide for you. Or let's just say you work your job because you don't want to stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom if you decide to have children. So you will say, oh, well, you know what? I want to go to work too because I don't want to just stay at home all day. I want something to do. I need to be my alpha female. So it's like, okay, go to work. But still, even though she's working, she still expects you to make more money. Okay? She expects you to make more money. All right? Hold on for a second. So it doesn't matter if she works or not. Just know one thing as a man. You have to be the one to be making most of the money. Because eventually a woman will not like to date a man who makes less money than her. So as a man, you have to make sure that you are able to provide for her and that you are able to F her whenever she wants it and better than wherever she can get it from somewhere else. Because let's be honest, men are throwing their D's at women constantly, especially on the dating apps. And we don't even have to just go to dating apps. We can go to Instagram and possibly even right here, TikTok. We can go on these apps and we can talk to girls or DM girls. You don't think that these girls that are showing their booties aren't getting DMs? Hold on for a second, y'all. If I lose you guys, we're going to jump back on the screen. Hold on. I'm telling these dudes, hey, take me off your list, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is this, man? Stupid ass people, man. Damn, someone's really trying to drive by real fast right now, too. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hopefully you guys are enjoying church. For those of you that were tuning in, can you put in the comment section where we left off? I want to make sure you guys are paying attention to what we're saying, because I mean we're dropping some gems here, and I don't need to keep going if you guys aren't going to participate. Tell me, where do we leave off at? Do you guys remember? Were you paying attention to this lecture? To this, it's like we're reading biblical verses here. Are you guys paying attention? Class is in session. Because, yeah, man, the BET Awards is about to start. I go watch the BET Awards. That's what I'm about to go do. I'm about to go watch the BET Awards, man. Can't wait to see that degeneracy, right? Oh, man. I gotta tell you, man. I'm a little disappointed in black women. And I'm going to bring that up next. That's going to be the next subject. If you guys want me to continue, you guys tell me. Right now, I'm going to watch Lizzo walk down the red carpet at the BET Awards. I'm going to ask you this too. Like with Lizzo, this is the thing, man. People knew later on that she talked trash about fat people when she was in fact fat herself. Okay? You can't talk about fat people and then be fat yourself. And it's okay. I mean, you could talk trash about fat people, but then I think a part of you has to acknowledge the fact that you're fat and that you shouldn't, segregate people because they're fat. I think that's the reason why people didn't buy her record. Because Lizzo was getting clowned. She was getting clowned. She didn't sell no records. All right, so they got some beautiful people though. There's some beautiful people at the award show. So let me ask you guys this. Because I don't know if there's women in the chat or men in the chat, but I see that we have almost 1,000 views, which is crazy. We'll get it to 1,000 before I sign up out of here. I think I'll go for a little bit longer. You guys tell me. Give me some double taps on the screen. Don't cost you nothing. Some likes on the screen if you want me to keep this knowledge going. Otherwise, I think we're about to jump up out of here. Give me some likes, some double taps on the screen if you want me to keep this going. Because like I said, I don't think anybody's going to speak the truth like I am. I don't think so. I'll tell you that right now. Y'all tell me if you want me to keep this stream going or not. Because I feel like, how long we been up on this stream for? Yeah, over an hour. We've done pretty well. Yeah, double tap the screen if you want me to keep going. Double tap the screen. It don't cost y'all nothing either. It don't cost you nothing. So sometimes I don't understand why some people have a problem with that. Like I said, man, it's like we in a generation now where people barely even want to give out their likes or follows. It's like, yo, man. This is all digital information. Do you understand that we are getting a message out here? Let's get this to 100 likes. We are almost at 100 likes. If you guys can double tap the screen to get this live to 100 likes, that would really help the channel. Just double tap the screen. It doesn't cost you nothing. Because right now I'm speaking about dating apps. So make sure if you guys want me to keep it going, I could put it on hold if you want. I'll put it on hold if you want. Yeah, I'll put it on hold then. I'm gonna wait till we get it to 100 likes. I'm not speaking any more knowledge on here. I feel like we spoke enough. The only other thing I want to do real quick is I'm going to find a video where this woman was talking about, did feminism destroy America? Yikes. I mean, I don't know if it's yours. I mean, I think
You're
already
planning on
has.
publishing a book this year, stop scrolling. There are only 4 real ways on how to publish a book, and most authors choose one without actually understanding.
I think it
the
already did,
difference.
though.
So if you've written a book or you're thinking about it, this is for you. We're hosting a free online publishing session where we break everything down clearly. You'll learn
Let
how
me
to
play it real
distribute
quick for
to
you
up
guys.
to 100 global platforms.
I'm looking
such
for
as
the
Amazon
feminism.
and Barnes & Noble. How to publish an ebook, print, an audiobook. How to keep 100% of your rights.
I don't
and how
think they
to
really
actually
answered the
market your
question
book
anyways,
so that readers find it. So if
but
you're serious about publishing,
we could try to check
this
it
will
out
give you clarity.
just
We
to
only
see.
have 100 seats.
Like I said,
Comment
you're not
book
rocking with
and
the
we'll send
best.
you
This
the
is the highly
registration
evolved
link
man.
directly.
I speak on the realism. So if you guys can double tap the screen, we're going to keep it going. I'm trying to get this up to 100 likes.
Every time Ruby presents,
100
the
likes.
whole company listens. When she
Because that
types,
will help it
decks
get to
design
the
themselves.
algorithm and we'll get more people up in here. So if you guys can double tap
Try
the
Canva
screen,
AI for free.
we will get it to more likes. All right, here we go right here too. Let's see if they're speaking some truth.
Okay, I have been experimenting a lot with AI videos lately, and the results have been truly mind-blowing. Like, it is crazy
you need
how
to lose that
realistic these
cortisol
videos
belly,
have gotten.
do
And what
these
is even
5
crazier
Tai-Chi
is that if you
moves
have the
every
right
morning
AI
for
to
2 minutes
workflow,
each.
then you can make insanely
62
realistic videos
and-
just like these in less than 3 minutes. Like, I saw some viral AI dog podcast videos on Facebook, so I tried making it myself, and I can now make these little mini episodes
I go to
in just
college, I want to
15
start a
minutes.
chapter there or
Check
join
it
a
out.
chapter there, and I just want to
So
learn.
here is a question. Who has it harder, dogs or humans?
All right, we'll come back to that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, my name is Emmy. I'm from Indiana. I go to Hanover College, and I started my chapter a year ago because my college, I love to say it's 95% liberals. So I love to bring out the 5% of us. And I'm just here because it is my first WLS, and I'm so excited. I want to grow in my faith. I want to listen to all these inspiring women.
Hope you guys are loving today's conversation. I am still in Alaska looking at the most beautiful mountain.
Gave us specifically for women. It's not for men.
No, it's the only time human beings can participate right alongside God in the creation of new life. I mean,
Exactly.
that is a superhero, right? That's not a disability. That's something that we should
Make sure you
embrace
guys like.
as our
Just double
greatest
tap the
potential
screen.
And yet we're here at this women's conference, and
Doesn't cost you nothing. Double tap the screen. Let's get some more likes.
On the sidewalk right outside is a massive group of women in Handmaid's Tale costumes.
Come on,
with
y'all.
Gigantic signs about how it's evil to tell women.
get a few
that
more
it's
likes, get
beautiful
some more
to have
people up.
children, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you guys encountering that a lot? That message that somehow having kids is beneath you, and where are you hearing it? What are people saying?
I get it a lot because I'm graduating this year from high school, and I get the question, what are you doing after high school? Or what do you want to, where do you see yourself when you're 25 years old? And so I say, well, I just want to be a mom. And they're like, they give me a look. And I'm like, sorry, that's how I feel, that's what I want, that's the truth.
It's always, don't you want more than that? Don't you want a career? And it's like, well, I could have that too, but that's not my ultimate goal. Like, I want to have a family, I want to have a happy life, and that's something that is important to us, and it's like, it shouldn't be important to us. Like, we should put it to the side and work for money or work for a position somewhere.
I think like we were kind of touching on this a little bit, but like with first wave feminism, for example, like we were told this is for equal rights, this is for women to be able to vote and be able to do whatever they want. But like the more I looked into it, it's, you know, Gloria Steinem and Simone, don't even know how to say her last name, not gonna try. But basically, you know, she said that women will never feel completely liberated until they are out of the house, which is just so interesting. And it's like, if you look at the statistics and everything, unmarried women with no children are the least happy.
They're miserable.
They're
Three
miserable.
times less happy than married women with kids.
Yes, I think there was a statistic, 3,000, I know they did it last year, 3,000 US adults, and it said, I think 34% of unmarried women with no children, they were the least happiest, and the happiest was 47, so almost 50% of women who were married and had children were so happy. And so I just think it's so sad, and also just children are a burden, like the YouTuber that just aborted their child because it had Down syndrome. So
what do you guys think about that? That's been a huge story on social media this week. What was your reaction?
I saw it on X,
and I was scrolling and somebody made a comment about how the child was parasitic and can't contribute to the workforce, so therefore they have no value. And that like really hit me, and I was like, I got really emotional from that, because I was like, there's no way. Like, there are people with Down syndrome who work all the time. Like, and if the only thing that we can give to this world is working in the workforce, then like, we've really lost it, I think.
So this progression of feminism is interesting to me, because we went from, well, it's really about equality. You can have a job, and you can have your own bank account, and you can be your own person legally, and all of the things that I think generally most people agree with, regardless of political affiliation today. But feminism has really progressed now. People disagree on whether we're in the fourth or fifth wave of feminism, but postmodern feminism today in the 2020s, now to this point that you are only a strong woman if you run away from everything that makes womanhood unique. And if basically you become a man, or you celebrate men in women's spaces as the best women, right? It's why trans women or biological men are winning sports championships, and they're winning Women of the Year awards and taking our sorority slots and so much more. How did that progression happen, do you think? And maybe did it originate with the origins of feminism not really being about equality or women's empowerment?
I would say
here's what 4 weeks under a muslin cotton blanket actually does to the allergies you thought were just part of sleeping. Week 1.
Quick, and then we'll keep it going.
It brings me back to Allie's speech saying, how much do you love someone to tell them the truth? And I think we've done a lot of affirming bad behavior, and I think that's why we've gotten so far, to the point where us as Christians, we can't say this is wrong because we're afraid that we might lose someone we love. But at the end of the day, if we love someone so much, wouldn't we want to tell them the truth? Wouldn't we want to see them in heaven? And so I think it's been waves of affirmation and just letting it happen. I would say that's probably what contributed it to a lot.
One of you mentioned before we started filming this idea of the commodification of women being presented as empowering. And a whole lot of that has to do with subscription services like OnlyFans, but I think we see it in TV shows like Euphoria, being one of the most popular shows among teenage girls today, really prioritizing transactional sex, prioritizing the idea of you giving 100% of yourself away to feel good temporarily or even to make money from it as some sort of empowerment. Where do you fall on that? And do you think that that lie is being pushed on purpose to the women of our generation?
I would say I think that it definitely has the potential to be pushed on purpose. I know that there's OnlyFans account managers that usually are men, that they make a lot of money. They take money from these girls that are making millions of dollars. And I don't want to bash any of the women that are OnlyFans models, because part of me feels a little sad for them, because I just know if I was in that position, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. And I feel like there's a certain extent that they were pushed to that point to say like, oh, I am comfortable with it. And so I feel like we live in a culture, in a society where hookup culture is the norm, party culture is the norm. I especially have experienced that in college, and saying that these are normal things, these will make you happy, and they don't make you happy.
How about those of you who just graduated from high school? I'm curious what the conversations are looking like among younger teenagers, or even maybe in your sex ed class or health classes. What does intimacy look like today for teenagers?
I think intimacy has like really lost its kind of grip on what it used to be. Like, I think in a relationship, intimacy was like hugs and forehead kisses and, you know, just sweet little things. And now, if you're not like, you know, hooking up or having sex with your boyfriend, then it's like, well then, like, how do you guys have a connection? Like, people think that like the only way that you're able to connect with your significant other is through that, like, sex. And there is so much more to a relationship than that. And I think, like, just through social media, TikTok, like, it gets so just normal.
Pause. Yo, who are these girls? Are these some Mormon girls? Yo, this came up on my feed, and I just thought I had to, had to watch it because they were asking the question. If they were asking Gen Z, so we know these are young girls, obviously, right? But it says Gen Z, not that young. Don't get mad at me, not that young. They're at least 18. Some of them I think are already married. Yeah, Gen Z women. If feminism was a mistake, what a great title. I'm surprised that this video doesn't have 1 million views already. I think it only has a few thousand, so you know I'm right on time with this. Okay? First of all, where did they find these women? I wish you guys could see the picture, but hopefully you were able to hear it on the other apps. Where did they find these women? Like, what they are talking about? Oh, my God. It's so weird. It's so weird. And I understand they're young. But it's just like, oh, with the religious stuff and the Christianity talk. And it's just like, oh, man, like, who, like, I don't want to say anything bad. Because, I respect whatever someone's beliefs are or whatever. However someone gets down, that's how you get down. That's what you do. Cool. But wow, man. Wow. What the heck are some of y'all talking about? And where did you find these girls? And the way they're dressed, they almost look Mormonish. But I know that they're not. White girls, for those of you that can't see the picture, obviously, right? Man, such the difference that we see between young black women and young white women, of just how they carry themselves and how they dress. They are not doing any of that twerking. I don't even see tattoos. But then again, they could have casted this for their show. It might not be real. They might not have said, like, okay, we're going to just have these random chicks sit on a couch. Like, no, they probably went and individually scanned and casted each one individually. But my point is also this. I could go back on many points that they made that I can speak on. But let's go to the OnlyFans real quick. She also, one girl also said a comment where I understand she was young, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it. She's young, so I'm not even going to bring that up. But I'll bring up the OnlyFans. Where they said, yeah, there's probably a man who's running it and is taking money from it. Well, yes. There is a man making money and taking money most likely from most of these OnlyFans girls. You know why? Because, let's be honest, most of y'all women don't even know how to answer emails. Y'all don't even know how to respond to emails. There's times where I'm like, hey, because I've tried to do this with women before, where there's times where I'll be like, hey, all right, we should do this. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna log in here. She's like, I don't want to do all that. I have to do all that. Well, it's not really a lot to do. All you gotta do is just like respond to the emails and help build your website. I don't want to do that. Can you just have somebody else do it? I just want to take pictures and selfies all day. That's what women say. All right? That's what the women say. They just want to take pictures and they want to take selfies all day. Some will do the videos. Some will twerk. But most of them will take selfies all day. But you tell her to respond to an email, she's going to be like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I right or am I wrong? That's what they say. Email? I got to respond to an email? I got to respond to a customer? Oh, he wants to see fake pictures? He's requesting. We got a guy on line one. Man on line one is requesting to see feet pictures. She's like, I'll just take the pictures. I don't want to respond to him. I don't want his email. I don't want to respond to his email. Just take the feet pictures. Do you feel what I'm saying? So therefore, men are very helpful when it comes to OnlyFans. We are the ones who are going to respond to the emails. So yes, in order to run a multi-million-dollar OnlyFans account, you got to have men responding to the emails. That's the only way. Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, any women that are interested, holler at me. I've actually had a couple girls that I dated that told me they're down to do OnlyFans. I should have took them up on that offer. I thought they were kind of joking, but now looking back, I think they might have been serious. But yeah, there's some women I was dating. They were like, they want to do OnlyFans too. They're like, I remember one girl I was dating. She said straight up, and she was kind of hot, so I believe her. She was like, I mean, I only date hot chicks really, anyways. But she was like, yo, she said if she lost her job, that she would start an OnlyFans account. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, she's like, I'll just do OnlyFans. She said she'll just do OnlyFans if she lost her job. I said, hey, you should let me run it. She was like, oh, for real? I was like, yeah, for real. I'm for real. Like, let me run that shit. Who knew? So these girls are talking like they're surprised. I understand that they're Gen Z, but it's like, yo, the girl that I think is conducting the interview, or shall I say the lady that's conducting the interview, she looks like she's a little older than Gen Z. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying, like, she seems like she's a little older and mature and knows what's going on here. So it's like, okay, why did you cast these girls? And if that is the reason why you casted them, why aren't you speaking up on certain issues and letting them know, like, that's not really true, or that's not really how it is, or this is the reason why it's that way? Well, she's not a man. That's the reason why. Yeah, that's the reason why. I know, I don't want to sound sexist, but I know some people say, well, that's sexist. Or is it just realistic? No, she's not a man, so she's not going to understand that. But I will say this, though, to her advantage, is that she is asking good questions. You know what I mean? She's asking great questions, I gotta say. Just the answers that are coming in are just kind of like very subpar. Very
lies for hooking up and just to have sex and to just give yourself away like that.
As we spent today speaking with some extraordinary students that are doing everything.
Okay, so she looks like she's a college student, maybe like 20, 30, early 30s. So maybe she doesn't know.
Through social media and TikTok, like, it gets so just normalized for hooking up and just to have sex and to just give yourself away like that.
As we spent today speaking with some...
Have sex and give yourself away. That's the problem with American culture, and I'll talk about that later. I mean, these are young girls, so it doesn't matter. But there's also older women who feel the same way, too. You know what I mean? Like, there's older women who feel the same way. Look at the ads that are coming up here. They must think that the algorithm must be confused to show that ad. But what I'm saying is that American culture, and I'll get into this in just a minute. I might as well, because I feel like we've covered some topics here, and we might as well cover some real ones. I'll probably go into it deeper in another video, but at least I can hint at the surface. But we are basically or the culture has shifted now to like make women, especially young women, when they're supposed to be having fun and be out there doing their thing, they have conditioned the minds, especially of young women, to think that like having intimacy and real intimacy. We're not talking about, she said kisses on the forehead. Now, from where I come from, that's cool every now and then. And like, especially if a woman requests it, because I know some girls that request that, they like that shit. Okay, I get that. But kisses on the forehead, I mean, that could go both ways, man. But let me just say this, though. I would not be kissing a girl on her forehead on the first or second date. Like, in the very beginning, are you going to kiss a girl on her forehead? Don't. I wouldn't recommend it. No. That gives off, like, brotherly vibes. Like, oh, I'm your brother. No, don't do it. So, but one of the girls said that. But like I said, we're going to let it slide because she's young and she just doesn't know better, which is cool. She, like, it, you know, and it doesn't matter if she's young or not, because let's just be honest. Most women, they don't even know what they want. They just know when they see it. When they see it, they're like, oh, yeah, I like that. Or, nah, I don't like that. That's how women operate. Men, real men for the most part, I think we operate a little bit more like, okay, I have a plan. This is where I'm at. This is where I need to be. This is where I'm going. And a woman that comes in, this is how she needs to be. And if she's not acting this way or doing this thing or looks this way and clicking all those boxes, then we got to find one that does. But sometimes maybe it might not always be that serious either, though. Sometimes you might just want to have fun, too. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to always be seeking wifey material. That's the problem. They've trained some of these American women out here to be like, oh, you shouldn't just give your body away. You need to give it to someone who's like, no, sometimes you should just go out there and have fun. That's like a woman, like, you know what's really interesting too, and I'm going to say this, since we're on this train, I'm going to say this. You know what's really interesting is that men prefer women virgins, but women don't prefer male virgins. Isn't that interesting? Let me repeat that. Men prefer women virgins. Okay? But women do not prefer male virgins. Did anybody ever think about that? Like, that women actually prefer men who are experienced in the bedroom? They don't want to be with a man who has no experience. I mean, maybe some women out there, like if it's like for religious purposes, then maybe. But overall, I think that women prefer to be with men who have experience, or at least who have had experiences with other women. Whereas a man, he would prefer a woman to not have experiences with any man. Has anybody ever taken the time to think about that? Possibly not. That's why I have. Because I am the highly evolved man. Again, like I always say, are you one of them? If you're one of them, make sure you like. Make sure you like and subscribe. And hit up the Cash App too. Even $1 helps. Oh, thankfully I'm not getting all those text messages again that I was getting. I think they took me off the list. My bad. Hey, if you do the wedding, invite me to the wedding. I love weddings. I gotta say, man, weddings are fun. Women are always freaky at weddings. They get real freaky at the weddings. You know what I mean? All right, let's continue.
You should be sexually liberated. You should have sexual relationships with as many people as humanly possible. It's why platforms like Tinder go out of their way to advertise to young women and normalize this idea of the one-night stand, because that's how you live your 20s, right? That's how you live your young adult years, and you're supposed to go crazy, and kids and marriage and all the boring stuff can wait until after
Yeah, you're
that.
supposed to.
But the data says the opposite. The data says we are having a record low number of teenage sexual encounters, of teenage pregnancies, of even just premarital sex in general. Do you think we've pushed the envelope so far in normalizing everything that now everything's just kind of like nobody really wants to do anything now?
I think to go back to that idea of how modern feminism is about how can I be a man, and I think that they don't understand women, we're emotional. We have so many more neural pathways of emotions and our hormones. And men are men have emotions, but they're also physical beings. And so they don't really make as much of a emotional soul tie connection when they are.
I gotta say this real quick. You see, this is what the issue is. That's what the issue is that we are teaching BS and impressing BS ideas on impressionable young minds.
Hooking up with someone. When women keep doing that, their oxytocin is just lowering after each hookup, and eventually they're just going to feel nothing and just like they're used goods. And I think that's why you're seeing lower and lower.
Wait, what did she say right there?
Oxytocin is just lowering after each hookup, and eventually they're just going to feel nothing and just like they're used goods. And I think that's why you're seeing lower and lower oxytocin in women, why women don't want to engage. I have friends in college who hook up because they're like, I just don't care anymore. I'm never going to find a husband. I'm not good for anything else.
Oh my gosh.
And that's really, really
Oh my
hard
gosh.
to see.
Oh no.
How do you guys think we
Oh my
counter that
gosh.
narrative? How-
So having sex is such a bad thing in America. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's what we have impressed on these young minds. Now, I understand, especially as a father, you can tell the difference between women who were raised by fathers and women who were not raised by fathers. We can tell the difference. Okay? And not saying that they're all bad. There's some women that are raised without fathers that know how to act. And there's some women that are raised with fathers that don't. So, it's kind of a case-by-case basis. But majority, if we have to say majority, like we're not looking at averages, we're looking at majority. Most women who were raised by their fathers will probably look at sex as like a bad thing. Because their fathers probably always taught them, hey, don't be just giving up that, don't let nobody else just have that. Don't let it, because he understands how hard it was to get your mother, or what he had to go through to get your mother, right? So he's like, hey, don't be just giving up that punani. You better hold off on that. Don't just let any guy hit that. So you could tell the ones that are raised by the father, and he probably also instilled like the Lord into her too. Oh, and read this book and make sure that he's a fearing man. Sometimes when you see those on dating apps, crazy. This ain't Christian Mingle. Do we have that in the picture? Let me see. Oh, Zeus, Badoo, whatever that is. Hinge, okay. I've heard of Hinge. I'm not on Hinge. Pure, I haven't heard of that. Hopefully none of these are some gay ones. You guys don't clown me. Oh, that's a gay dating app. I don't know what these dating apps are. I don't really be on them, man. So I don't know. Hopefully they're all straight ones. Some of them I heard of. Like Tinder, like I said, I've used Tinder. Okay? Yeah. Tinder, I've used that one. Okay, Cupid. Heard of it, never used it. Hold on, let me make sure I pull it up on here too for you guys. Yeah. Heard of it, never used it. Heard of Match? Never use Match because it's kind of pricey. I'm not paying $30 for a dating app. You got to pay $30 for a dating app. Make sure you guys can hear me okay. Check. Yeah. You got to pay $30 for a dating app. And then if you meet a girl on there, now you got to also take her out and spend money on her. So you got to spend, some more money? So altogether, if you add that up, you probably investing well over $200 something if you're paying for the app and you got to pay for dates. Maybe even more than that for some of y'all. I would try to keep it under that though. Crazy, man. Crazy. Well, I appreciate y'all, man. I think we went on here longer than we should have. I think that hopefully I put out some points to you guys that were understandable, that were good. You guys can let me know what you think. I might continue if you guys double tap the screen and get a few more likes up in here. If you double tap the screen and we get a few more likes, I'll keep it going. But other than that, yeah, probably about to get up out of here. So y'all tell me. If you want me to keep going, double tap the screen. Let me know what y'all think. Yeah, if you want me to keep going, double tap the screen. I'll probably stay on just for a little bit longer. I'm gonna play this while we wait.
How can we speak life into more young
But yeah, they look at sex as a bad thing.
women and encourage them that they are worthy of so much more than that?
I mean, I think about my faith. I mean, it outlines and gives a pathway for absolutely everything in my life, and especially, I mean, abstaining from sex before marriage. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but within the confines of marriage, and it's a very dangerous and damaging thing outside of marriage, and I think that that's shining through right now, and people might not be making that connection, but it makes sense. I mean, when you go back to scripture.
Oh, I might be on the wrong channel. My bad, y'all. Yo, I think you know. Now that I'm like, they're all talking about scripture, which is good because it's Sunday. It's the Sabbath day, so we should be talking about it. But it's a little too much.
A lot more. I think young women are right behind them. But what can we do to help encourage more of that? And do you think that there's enough effective messaging from the opposite of the raging feminist perspective reaching young women effectively today?
This actually instantly reminds me of Charlie's speech last year at CLS, and he was like, you know, young women, start saying no. Like, it'll light a fire under these men, and it will point them back to the gospel if you start saying no. Because if they truly desire you and, you know, want to be in a relationship with you and you say no, like, that's gonna change something in them. And so, I mean, we need to stand up for ourselves and hold strong to our values and not give into that peer pressure that this culture is telling us to, you know, give into intimacy too far before marriage.
I also think, I think just
I'm gonna speak on that, man. The pasture, right? The pasture was a man who told him that, I bet. Right? She said her pastor, whatever his name was, Charlie or something. He's like, yeah, don't be out there giving your virginity away, but keep it for me. I bet it's what he said. I bet that's what he said. But, you know, not only that, that's terrible advice. If you feel it's right, then you should do it. Let me see what she said again. I don't want to misquote nothing.
Like, it'll speech last year at CLS, and he was like, young women start saying.
So yeah, she said he. So he said he. She said he. And then she said, yeah, young women need to start saying no. No. Stop saying no. Give us your punani. You need to stop saying no. Y'all say no too much. That's why y'all are angry, miserable, and upset. Didn't you hear what the woman had said right before this whole interview had started? Did she not say that most women that didn't have children, that were not married, were unhappy? Did she not say that? And why do you think that was? Because probably most of these women were saying no.
Saying no. Like, it'll light a fire under these men, and it will point them.
It will light a fire under these men, and it will point them to the scripture. What terrible advice that was. But I understand I'm on a different part of YouTube. I don't know how I ended up here. I don't know. It's pretty weird. I just thought I like saw this come up on the stream. I like the title. The title had caught my ear, or eye, shall I say. And I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. But now, after I see what they're talking about and where the direction it's going, it's like, whoa. I didn't expect to get all religious. Like, what is this? Like, oh, like now we're going in a different route here. Now we're getting all religious and gospel, which is, like I said again, I'm glad to be doing this show with y'all. That's why we do it on Sundays. But man, we didn't expect to go here.
Back to the gospel if you start saying no, because if they truly desire you and want to be in a
So if they truly desire you, then what? They're going to want to play your mind games?
relationship with you and you say no, like that's gonna change something in them.
So if they want to be, wait, hold on.
Want to be in a relationship with you and you say no, like that's gonna change something. And want to be in a relationship with you and you start saying no, like it'll light a fire under these men and it will point them back to the gospel if you start saying no, because if they truly desire you and want to be in a relationship with you and you say no, like that's gonna change something.
Oh, so if you really want them but you're saying no. This is such terrible advice. This is such terrible advice, man. Whoever gave her this advice, yo, it's just terrible. This is why we have to be aware of what these kids, our children, are learning in school and what they're learning in church. And I know some people might ask, well, what if that was your daughter? What would you do? I would hope that my daughter by then, because this is like somewhat a grown woman, I would hope that my daughter, and she's setting her values, right? I would hope by then she already knows how to choose the correct man wisely, because I have raised and conditioned her enough to know how. I feel like I might be getting too political here. I might be talking about too much stuff that y'all ain't ready for yet, that y'all need to pay for. This is wisdom right here that I'm dropping, and knowledge. But it's interesting to see what the consciousness, or where the consciousness is at right now, especially for like most of these women, most of these young women, Gen Z. And what's Gen Z? Gen Z was born what, like late 90s? So y'all are born in the late 90s, which is cool in a way. Y'all still 1900s, as they say. Y'all are still the 1900s. But I gotta say, man, she almost sounds like the advice that she got was that if she tells a guy, even if it's a guy that she likes, if she tells the guy no, And like, no, she knows that he wants it. He wants her, whether he wants to have sex or not. Maybe he really does like her, because let's be honest, we also hear a lot of stories of men who fall for women after they hook up with them. And they turn into these simps and these beta males. So it could possibly be that too as well. Okay? But whatever this woman has been taught, this woman was taught that if she plays a game and tells him no, even though she really wants him, even though she really likes this guy, but she tells him no, that's actually doing something to make him like you more. That is the stupidest advice I have ever heard. That advice is so stupid. And yo, this video just came out. So this was recent. This is not a video that came out years ago and then now we're just talking about it. No, this just came out like a few hours ago. So there's still potential that we can save these young women. We might be able to save them. Okay? We might, because that's what I'm doing. The highly evolved man, we're not just saving men. We're also saving women here on this channel too. And this right here I see like this is a potential for us to save some of these women. Some of these women can be saved. But you're going to have to listen. You're going to have to pay attention. And I don't know if some of them want... A lot of them, unfortunately, don't want to pay attention. And they've been taught these things like, no, you tell him no. You tell him no. And then he's going to read the scripture. And so what if he reads the scripture? Then what? Is that what I have to do to get the punani? After you read the scripture, are you going to get the punani after that? Or is she still going to tell him no? Because, yo, I'm pretty sure if she's down, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to read the scripture. I told you, there's some freaky girls at church. They're going to read the scripture. Okay?
Views on Sunday morning and reading the Bible a whole lot more. I think young women are right behind them. But what can we do to help encourage more of that? And do you think that there's enough effective messaging from the opposite of the raging feminist perspective reaching young women effectively today?
This actually instantly reminds me of Charlie's speech last year at CLS, and he was like, young women, start saying no. Like, it'll light a fire under these men, and it will point them back to the gospel if you start saying no. Because if they truly desire you and, want to be in a relationship with you and you say no, like, that's gonna change something in them. And so, we need to stand up for ourselves and hold strong to our values and not give in to that peer pressure that this culture is telling us to, give in to intimacy too far before marriage.
I also think
Brainwashed. Completely. Whoever that dude was who spoke at CLSS or something. Wait, let me look that up. What is that? Yeah, whoever that dude was, he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. That was like terrible advice. You see, and that's the problem. That's why women be acting the way they do. It's because we might have some men in some position of power that are like brainwashing these women to think stupid things. And they themselves just want all the women too. But they're like, no, wait, you gotta tell them this. You gotta tell them that. Don't do it. Don't do it. But hey, are you available next Friday to get lunch? Are you available next Friday? Let's get some lunch. Yo, that's the way they operate. Hey, I don't know about your boyfriend. I don't know if I trust your boyfriend or not. But here, take my card. Take my card and call me if you have any questions about, changing your tire or something. If you need help with, getting your oil changed. Make sure you take my card. I change oil. But I don't know about your boyfriend. Yo, man. I'm telling you right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yo. All jokes aside, it's actually pretty crazy to hear these young women speak this way. Like they just don't know how off this is.
I think just there's such a reminder that always goes through my head is we weren't created to do the things that men can do. We were created to do the things that men can't do.
Oh, girl, please. Can I get it?
And it's just like, I think what's really powerful in the conservative women's movement right now is just realizing we can embrace our femininity. We can have a job and also have kids. I mean, obviously it may differ. You're not going to be 100% in both, but just knowing, like you, for example, you're such a great mom and you are such a great leader and commentator. And Riley Gaines, she was just at my campus a couple months ago, had her baby with her. And it's just so beautiful to see that. I think everyone is sold the lie, oh, you have to be a trad wife, you have to be, no, you can do both, and if you want to be a stay-at-home mom and just want to do that and work from home, you can do that.
How do you guys feel about this narrative that somehow it's impossible to have a thriving career and a beautiful family? I hear it all the time, and frankly, I get a lot of hate from both sides on all of this because I'm not quite trad enough because I have a microphone and I speak and I do things, but I'm also this like raging, put everyone in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant, which actually is quite fun to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. I speak from existence. What does that feel like to you? Do you think that's demeaning to women? Do you think that tells us we're not strong enough? And what's your response to it?
The Sermon on the Mount is the longest continuous discourse attributed to Christ in the Gospels, and
I like Jordan Peterson.
Containing
I like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, I can chime in on this. So, personally, I'm chasing the career path of becoming
Do not say anything about the scripture.
an airline pilot, but I also have the desire for marriage and potentially a family, and I think that both are beautiful. And I think that you can absolutely do both, but maybe not to the fullest extent at the same time. Like, so say I get married and have children, okay, I'll take time off or, have a less demanding airline job, but I mean, that's what I'm passionate about, and so I don't think women should sacrifice their God-given desires or abilities because I can be a witness for the Lord in that career, but I can also have a husband and kids. And so I think that chasing your passion, but also knowing your God-given gift of being able to have a husband and kids is beautiful. And so absolutely do both.
I love that.
Spending so much time with students this last...
Wow. Okay. I mean, I saw her point. I saw her point. Like, that wasn't that bad,
The root of it...
After a 8-hour workday to come home, and I feel like another 8-hour workday, like being a mom is a job in itself and taking care of the house. And so I feel like sometimes the culture makes it so that we can't fully experience motherhood or have a thriving career at the same time. But there's women out there, they do it. They do it. But
it's hard. No, let's unpack that a little bit, because this is interesting and honestly was a little taboo in the conservative world to talk about until very, very recently. Charlie was ruffling a lot of feathers on this subject just before he was killed, that these economic conversations we're having have to be so much bigger than tax. Just doesn't even feel like we have access to because the system seems rigged against us. I think one of the unintended, or maybe intended...
Wait, what? Is she talking about white women? The system is rigged against white women? Or do they really feel that way now?
...of traditional feminism in our country has been that women have to be in the workforce at the exact same rate that men are and in the same positions that men are in as well. And because of that, you now see that 62% of college graduates in America are women, 62%. And on average, women are starting to out-earn men. So tell me about the wage gap another time. But we're making more money. So it's more of a financial difficulty for mom to stop working than it is for dad to stop working. And that's putting so much pressure.
I gotta speak on that. That was like making me like, oh, oh, the bullshit. The bullshit. Yo, the reason why women
on so many young families today, how do you think we get out of that? And
get out of that. I like how she flipped it right there. She talked about all the women graduating in college more than men, but then she flipped it right there. What I'll say is this. Women go to college more than men now because men have realized that they don't need to go to college to make millions of dollars anymore. Let me say that again. Men don't go to college anymore because we have learned that we do not need to go to college to become millionaires.
And so I'm talking about the wage gap another time, but we're making more money, so it's more.
A lot of women are making more money now in America. It's not because you have more skills. Vaguely some. The reason why women are making more money is because there are feminist systems that are in place to help women make more money. Like, let's ask, how much did the actress from Supergirl that just came out, the movie that just came out, make? All right, so she didn't make that much money for an actress, but she made a decent amount. They say she made around, I'm going to say probably 3 million, closer to 3 million. I'm sure she did, to play that role. Now, do you know that there's so many other actors, including male actors, who play roles, big roles, and get paid probably the same, if not maybe a little bit less, but they've been doing the role for a long time? Maybe. Or like, how many acting roles have they done before they finally made $1 million off of a single role? Where this actress, I understand she was probably in a few other things, but some people are saying that she made more than that. Some people are saying she made over 5 million. My point is that we have a feminist system, a feminist generation, where they're willing to pay women more money for the jobs. Like, there's a lot of men out there. Hold on. Can you guys see me okay? Yeah. There's a lot of men out there who, you know, they'll just pay for certain things to go through. So, yeah, man, be aware. Be aware of it. But yeah, as she was saying about the jobs, they want the women to succeed. But you know what's also interesting? I didn't know if I was going to bring this up, but I think it's only right that I do. I think even Elon Musk had said this, where he said that basically, okay, he said that women have now started going to colleges or universities more than men. So therefore, and I didn't say this. This is all my words. This is what they said. I don't know if it was Elon Musk. Don't quote me on this. I don't know if it was Elon Musk. It might have been someone else, but it was like somebody up there of that stature. You know what I'm saying? Where they were basically like saying that now that women are the ones who go to colleges and universities mostly, having a degree has also downgraded Like, there's a lot of businesses now, the smart ones at least. There's a lot of businesses now where they don't care. Hold on. Yeah. They don't care what school you went to. They don't care what degree you have. Like, oh, that's all cool. That's cool. Oh, you got that degree? Oh, you went to school there and you graduated from there? Oh, that's cool. Oh, dope. Some people may act like they care. Some people care about it. And that's where it comes in handy. You have it for those that do care. But most people that know what's up, they're like really run shit. They're like are really about shit. They don't give a shit what school you went to. That's what I've noticed. Like most people I know that are millionaires, because I have some friends that are millionaires. I'm happy to say that. I do have some friends that are multimillionaires. Multimillionaires, not just millions, but multimillionaires. And I always listen when they speak. There's some things that I may disagree with. Not really, necessarily. I don't even know if I necessarily will say I disagree with it, but maybe I'll just say like, well, what do you think of this? Maybe offer an alternative, and I think that's why they respect me, because I'm not just a yes man. But most of my friends that are millionaires, or the people that I know or that I've worked with and, you know, kept relationships with and became friends with, I feel that they don't give a shit what school you went to. All they care about is, can you do the job? Can you make some money? If you know how to make some money, they gonna listen real quick. They don't get like all that shit goes out the window. Like what school you went to, what degree you have on your wall, what oh you hanging your degrees up on your wall. That shit goes out the window real quick when it's all about like, hey, do you know how to make some money? I bet you if I know how to make money faster than someone who graduated from university, from a Ivy League university, but I know how to make more money than them in a shorter amount of time, people are going to listen to me more. Even if this person has more degrees than me. You know what I mean? Thank you for the likes coming in. Finally, we made it to 100. Thank you. I appreciate you. I should have my crowd sound effect. Thank you. Yeah, man. I think more people are going to listen to a person who makes more money than a person who has a bunch of degrees on their wall. Like, the degrees look great. If you got all the degrees on your wall and you're making money too, it looks great. But let's be honest, nobody gives a shit if you don't know how to make money. That's what it really comes down to. So yeah, man. Nah, I appreciate y'all so much, man. We'll play a little bit about more of this, and we're about to get up out of here, okay? Thank y'all. We've been streaming pretty long. I'm about to go to the store, get me some Hennessy.
More of a financial difficulty for mom to stop working than it is for dad to stop working, and that's putting so much pressure on so many young families today. How do you think we get out of that? And do you have a message to anyone in politics about this being a huge priority for you, even if it's not traditionally the more conservative thing to talk about?
POV.
Oh,
you have
geez.
bottom-heavy breasts that refuse to stay up.
I like this ad. Hold on, let's watch this ad.
Volume at the top and feel heavy at the bottom. You probably have.
I was gonna skip this, but I'm like, let's keep this ad going.
Most bras aren't made for you.
So I kept wearing bras I hated until I realized something. I didn't hate support. I hated how it was built. That's when I found the Shaperment wireless shaping bra.
It is a wireless bra, but I have never found one with such support. It's the only bra that I've ever found that I don't want to rip off at the end of the day. I'm actually very comfortable.
Over 1 million sold, 40,000 plus 5-star reviews. This is that bra. It fits like a dream. Way better than my $100 bra. I literally bought 3 more. Worried it won't fit?
Who buys a bra? Wait, hold on.
Not sure it's
Hold
for
on,
you?
hold on.
Try it for 60.
Hold on. Wait. Who buys a bra for $100? Like, I didn't know that you could actually sell bras for $100. If that's the case, I might be in the wrong business. Or, I mean, I'm in the right business, but maybe that's another business that I need to get into. Selling bras for $100.
60 days, risk-free. But don't wait. Sizes go fast even at full price. Snag it now while it's 40% off. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, I'll be glad on that. All right, let's go back to our regular.
I will say, although I do want to be an airline pilot, in the dating sphere, I do express that I want my husband to be able to support my.
All right, we already heard this.
Been out there is that, like we said, if we want to have kids, it's gonna be like, is that really? Is that your dream? Like,
yeah, they claim that this is about choice. Until your choice is wanting to have kids. Are you guys getting that message right now from the voices around you? And what does that usually sound like?
Yes, I am getting that a lot, especially because I'm the kind of person I was like, oh, I want to get married after I'm done with college. Something. There's a Catholic hospital in Nebraska.
Oh,
so,
my.
What would you go tell those women about why you're here?
I wouldn't be nasty to them. I would want to get down to the root of the problem. I know we bash a lot on sociology, but I actually enjoy sociology when it's used in the right way, like getting to the root of the problem in society. And so deep down, I just want to ask these women, like, are you happy? Does this make you happy? When you're going out, you're hooking up with people, does that make you feel good? Because I know the answer. I've bought into the culture and it made me miserable. And so I just genuinely, and I want to approach it with kindness because I know some of these people are really struggling and this is what they think is going to help them. And I don't think it's going to help them. And so, you know, I would just love to have a one-on-one conversation, maybe like not filmed, and just normalize that. Don't do it for the camera. Don't do it for the likes. Don't exaggerate anything because, you know, it will go popular, go viral. Just really have a one-on-one conversation with them and find a middle ground.
A lot of people in the political world are saying that young women are just overwhelmingly leftist and we should just write them off. That there's no hope for any sort of changing of your mind or conversion of your values. I don't think that's true. I see this conference and how much it's grown as living proof and a testament to the fact that the opposite is true. But what do you think we've been missing in this conversation to reach young women in a vulnerable and honest, authentic, and loving way to encourage them not to buy into the lies of modern feminism, but live more boldly in another lifestyle?
Get back to the scripture. I mean, each and every one of us has an incredible calling, and I mean, you were knit together in your mother's womb, and like the Lord loves you more than you can ever imagine, sent his son to die for you, and so like, don't gloss over that. Like, wake up to the joy of salvation in your creation every day and just live out your God-given purpose. I think when you really just get back to the Bible and reading what the Lord says about you, it's so empowering and it just equips you to defeat any lie that the enemy might be throwing your way, because that's what it is. I mean, the stuff that we're seeing is so degrading and it's lies from the enemy. It's attacks on character and it's attacks on our God-given abilities and you know, passions and callings. So just delight in the Lord every day.
I love that. Anybody else?
I think to touch on also on Allie's speech yesterday, because it was just so amazing. But God uses broken people all the time to live out his mission. And people always think, oh, it's just men that he used. He used Ruth. Ruth is now in Jesus' line through Boaz. So amazing. He used Rahab to be able to help. And it's just, there's so many beautiful Mary is such an amazing person. She literally created our Lord and Savior, and she trusted in the Lord and his plan. And I just think that's so beautiful, and kind of just to touch on what she's saying, that just remembering that we have value. Proverbs 31, I mean, God knows, I mean, he says we're out in the fields, we know how to bargain, but we're also at home, and we're the heart of our home. And I think that's just so beautiful that, yes, our husband or our future husband is the head of our home, but we're the heart. He's supposed to come home to that.
Next week is already the 4th of July, which is blowing my mind. And I am on a mission as a young mom right now to make sure that matching family PJs do not only exist for Christmas, but transcend and inspired by the for the Set Free in Christ collection, which, trust me, you need to get your hands on. We woke up
Fort Worth Airport, and there were maybe 300-400 of us at the time in the summer of 2017 for one of the very first ever Young Women's Leadership Summits with TPUSA, and that's what ignited my fire to start a chapter on my campus and get involved in the conservative movement too. So you never know where this is going to take you. But what I love the most about this event is seeing how much it grows every single year. What went from a few hundred kids throwing a PJ party with Charlie Kirk.
Oh God! Oh, I didn't want to hear about that. My bad. I didn't want to hear that.
A couple years ago in Grapevine, Texas, and I got involved with Turning Point from that point on and started an act.
Okay.
At my youth group, and
I didn't realize what we were watching. I didn't realize it. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. I thought it was gonna be unbiased. You see, that's the problem. Is that so many of these channels are biased. It's like, can we just have an honest explanation? Did feminists do something wrong? You didn't have to go all into this other stuff about politics and religion. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do you guys agree with me? Like, they went like this whole political, religious way, man. It was crazy. I don't know. Anyways, hey, I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the likes. I'm about to get up out of here. I got my other show that I have to do later on today. But I want to say thank you guys. I mean, we've been streaming for about a couple hours. Make sure you guys check me out. Check out the channel that's coming up and more things that I'm doing. The Highly Evolved Man, them. PayPal is them for real. That's them for real. All spelled out. One word. Hit it up, man. Hit me up on the Cash App. All donations are welcome. And yeah, man, I think y'all, we gonna get it in. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all stick around for the next stream that we do. We're gonna try to do these as much as possible. All right, thank y'all. Appreciate it.